The classroom was quiet, just the soft hum of holoscreens and bored cadets pretending to take notes when the door slid open with a metallic sigh. A single courier drone drifted in, carrying a velvet black case sealed with the emblem of the Galactic High Command. Every cadet froze. Medals were never delivered in person, and never during class. The drone scanned the room once, then spoke. Recipient located, unknown cadet in seat 43A. And suddenly, everyone turned toward the one seat nobody ever talked about. If that opening made you wonder what on Earth or off Earth is going on, stick around. And hey, while you're here, tap like, hit subscribe, and share this with someone who loves a good HFY mystery. It helps the channel more than you think, and it keeps wild stories like this coming your way. The room shifted from boredom to electric silence in a heartbeat. Every cadet leaned toward seat 43A, the one nobody ever used. It wasn't blocked off, it wasn't broken, and yet, no one had ever seen a single name assigned to it. Some swore they'd seen it vanish from the roster during system updates. Others joked it was for ghosts. But right now, no one was laughing. The instructor, Commander Hyun, stepped toward the hovering drone with a look that didn't match his usual calm. He'd fought in 3 frontier conflicts and survived things that made hardened soldiers shake. Yet even he hesitated before touching the velvet black case. Seat 43A, he repeated softly, as if the label itself carried weight. A whisper rippled across the room, but no one sits there. Did they mess up the delivery? Wait, was someone here before us? Hyun didn't answer. Instead, he turned slowly toward the empty chair. The drone drifted after him like it knew exactly where it belonged. Cadet Gina Park swallowed hard. Something about that chair always made her uneasy, like standing near a doorway where someone had just walked through. But this time, it felt like someone was coming back. Commander Hyun rested the metal case gently on the desk beside seat 43A, but he didn't open it yet. The hesitation made the room feel tighter, like the air itself was waiting for permission to move. "Cadets," he said quietly, "you are witnessing a first in Academy history. No theatrics, no lecture voice. Just a man who suddenly looked like he'd seen a ghost he wasn't ready to face." Gina felt her pulse climb. She glanced at the seat again. Nothing special, standard alloy frame, standard cushioning, but there was a faint scuff on the floor beneath it, a mark she'd never noticed before. Almost like someone had dragged their boots back from that spot. Recently, behind her, Cadet Rowan leaned forward. "Sir, who is the medal for? Is this a prank?" Hyun shook his head once. "I wish it were." The drone emitted a soft confirmation chime and projected a tiny blue hologram above the chair, a silhouette, human. No name. No details. Just the outline of a person who apparently existed and didn't exist at the same time. A cold shiver moved through the room, because now the question wasn't why the seat was empty. It was who used to sit there, and why every record insisted they never did. Commander Hyun finally unlatched the velvet black case, and the soft click echoed through the classroom like a gunshot. Inside, nestled in starlight-colored cushioning, lay a medal none of the cadets recognized. It wasn't circular like standard commendations. It wasn't shaped like any rank symbol either. It looked older, ancient, almost etched with lines that pulsed faintly, as if reacting to the air around it. Rowan leaned in. "Sir, what is that?" Hyun exhaled slowly. "This is the Meridian Star, awarded only once in recorded history to a human." "Never," a murmur rippled around the room. The Meridian Star was a legend and honor reserved for those who stopped catastrophes on a galactic scale. Entire fleets had earned lesser medals, and yet here it was, addressed to an empty seat. Gina felt her throat tighten. Why would they send it here? To us? Hyun didn't answer. Instead, he lifted the medal with both hands, a gesture of respect, or maybe fear. The moment he did, the lights flickered, the holoscreens dimmed. The drone hovered closer, as if waiting for something to happen. Then the case's inner panel activated, projecting a message in crisp white letters, "For actions performed beyond record. For the one who must remain unnamed." Silence swept the room. Something heroic had happened. And someone wanted it buried. Full chapter delivered in one go. A soft crackle rolled through the classroom as every holoscreen blinked. Then flashed the same alert, Unauthorized archive access detected. Cadets exchanged confused looks. No one had touched their consoles. Rowan tapped his wristpad. Sir, this is coming from the Academy's internal network. Hyon stiffened. No one here enter anything. That's an order, but the system didn't care. A new window forced itself open, encrypted, old, its interface outdated by at least a decade. A file name shimmered into existence. Seat 43 Observer Record, Gina's breath caught, Observer. That was a title reserved for deep field scout solo operatives who ventured far past mapped space. Most didn't return. Before Hyon could shut it down, the file began to play. Grainy footage wrapped the room in pale light. A fractured star field, the view shaking as if recorded during a chase. Something massive loomed in the distance, its shape wrong too many angles. Too many limbs, like a shadow pretending to be a ship. A voice broke through the static. Human, young, calm in a way that didn't match the terror on screen. If someone finds this, tell them seat 43 wasn't empty. I was just never meant to stay. Then the footage cut, Rowan whispered. Sir, that was a cadet, a human cadet. Hyon closed his eyes. Not just a cadet. A hero the galaxy erased. Full chapter delivered in one go. Before anyone could process what they'd just watched, every light in the Academy flickered again, this time harder, like the entire power grid exhaled at once. The drone that delivered the metal zipped upward, its blue sensors flashing red. Warning tones echoed through the hall. Gina's wristpad buzzed violently. Sir, there's an incoming transmission. Not from any registered source. Hyon moved fast. Project it. The room darkened and a single line of text appeared mid-air, blinking as if struggling to push through interference. Signal origin. Deep Null Space. Identity. Classified. Message. I'm coming back. A stunned silence stretched across the room. Deep Null was the one region no ship returned from. No signals escaped it, no life survived it. Yet something or someone had just broken that rule. Rowan swallowed. Is it the same person? The one from the file? Gina's heart hammered. If they're still alive, what were they doing out there alone? Hyon didn't respond. His gaze drifted to seat 43A, the empty chair now glowing faintly under the holographic readout. As if reacting, as if recognizing the signal. More text appeared, jagged, strained. ETA, 12 minutes, prepare, his isn't over. The message disappeared. And suddenly the empty seat didn't feel empty anymore. The countdown ticked away on every holoscreen, each second tightening the air. Cadets whispered theories, fears, hopes none of them certain, all of them staring at seat 43A like it might rise on its own. At 0, the Academy doors slid open with a low, resonant tremor. Cold air SWPT in. Footsteps followed. A figure stepped through the doorway, human, young, dressed in a deep field scout's worn armor, the same silhouette from the grainy footage. Breath hitched across the room as he walked with steady purpose, eyes scanning the stunned crowd before settling on the empty seat. Gina felt her throat close. It's really him. He stopped beside seat 43A, resting a gloved hand on the chair like greeting an old friend. Sorry for the dramatic entrance, he said quietly, voice the same as in the recording. But they wouldn't let my name exist on any roster. Too dangerous. Too many enemies watching? Hyon stepped forward, eyes sharp with disbelief and pride. You survived Deep Null? Survived? The cadet echoed. And brought a warning. He looked up and something old and fierce flickered in his gaze. They're coming. And humanity isn't ready. The room froze. The seat was no longer empty. And neither was the future.